become successful. And I think in this respect my job is to find a way for the Hungarian communities living inside the country and outside the country to become successful and not to fulfill huge unrealistic political dreams. This does not belong to my way of thinking. That's another more historical and philosophical approach which has no relevance to my policy.
In that sense, do you accept Trianon Treaty?
It was signed by that time leaders of that time countries 2 times, even after the Second World War. This is the situation we are living in, so we have to find our hopes and happiness under these circumstances, because this is the reality we are living in.
When you see Slovakia, what's image of present Slovak government from your perspective?
How do you see our government?
In the sense of nationalism.
I don't know personally the present leaders of the Slovakian government, so I have to be very cautious to make any opinion on persons who are not close to me, or I have no everyday activity together, because when I was in office, this government was not in office. My partner was the Zurinda government, so I have a far more well-based opinion on that leaders of Slovakia, unlike the present one, from a certain distance. So I have to make clear that probably it's not as obvious or objective from a certain distance than to live here. Sometimes the behavior of the present Slovakian government seems to me irrational. And my political basis, my basic political philosophy is the common sense. So if you would like to help the people to reach their purposes, to love, to live in a peaceful and happy way in the Carpathian Basin, the common sense is the basic direction we have to follow. And sometimes my impression is that common sense is not the #1 issue or the basic guideline for the present government. That's the very cautious opinion of mine.
Give us one example of irrational behavior of our government. The biggest one.
I just would like a real symbolical one, if you don't mind. So I do remember that even the Slovakian government, Slovakia is a serious country. It's a country anyway. It's a nation, it's a country, it's something which is serious and we respect, and that serious identity or entity call upon for a parliamentary meeting because one sentence of mine delivering in a meeting in Hungary. So that kind of behavior seems to be rather irrational.
Okay, I will give you another one. Your president wanted to come, and he was not able because of our government. What's your reaction?
I think it's not a political issue.
No?
No, I think it's a legal issue. I think it's a legal issue. Slovakia and Hungary both signed the Maastricht Treaty. Yeah. So, and we signed the Schengen Treaty as well. So all of us, both of us signed the basic treaties which regulate how we can behave to each other. Yeah. And we signed legally that we let each other to move through the borders without any objections. And unfortunately, the Slovakian authorities did not keep that legal agreement. Therefore, it's a legal issue. It's not not a political one. Irrationality. I know that president. The president is a very nice man. I mean, the Hungarian one. He was my teacher in the university, so he's a very famous scientist in the Hungarian university circles, and he played a very important role during the transitory period, and he argued always for freedom, peaceful coexistence, and that kind of issue. So he's not a hardliner, So that kind of guys are not let or is not let to come into, it sounds, may I say, irrational.